Hello, party people. Happy eclipse. Happy eclipse. Happy new moon. Happy almost Taurus season. There is so much going on right now, and I really hope that you've been taking the time to actually integrate this stuff and just sit with it. So I'm just going to launch into that. But first and foremost, I guess I should introduce the podcast for anyone who is new. Hello. My name is Sabrina Scott, and welcome to the Secrets of a Witch podcast, where I talk about life, love, healing, witchcraft, magic, spirituality, tarot, and everything in between. And in today's episode, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about the fucking vibes right now. And there's so much going on. There's so much transition. There's so much alchemy. There's so much integration. And it can be really easy to just forget about that, you know? It can be easy to forget that, oh yeah, there's some really cool energy happening right now, and I can just tap into it. I can reconnect with my intention. I can create goals. I can pray. I can reset my altar. I can do magic. I can read tarot. I can pull some oracle cards. I can get some guidance in this moment. If you're like me, you basically canceled all your plans. I canceled all my plans on Wednesday, and I'm canceling all my plans tonight, just to kind of integrate this energy, to really take advantage of it. And if you feel called to do the same thing, I honestly would recommend it. And I decided to do that after re-listening to my tarot vibe check that I posted on my YouTube on Monday. And like the first half of that reading was very much about this pentacles energy, right? This coins energy. And pentacles, aka coins, it is about money, it is about work, but it's also about our physical body, it's about our home, and of course our body is our first home. And so it's very homebody vibes this week. It's very much about stabilizing, rooting down, thinking about our routines, especially as we move into Taurus season. And again, if you want to hear my whole spiel about that, you can go and watch the YouTube video. Sabrina Scott is my YouTube, so check it out. But this eclipse, for me, has felt potent. And as I'm recording this, it's actually Wednesday night at like 1 a.m. Eastern time. And you'll be listening to this on Thursday morning Eastern time if you're listening to it like right live when it was released. And so I'm still at this moment in this energy, this magical, potent energy where it feels like this is the time to plant seeds, to water them, to really rethink where do we want to be going, and to reinvigorate ourselves with the energetic potency of this moment, right? Because Aries season, it's a bit fiery, right? But it can also burn out quickly. And so what can happen is we plant all these seeds in Aries season, we set all these intentions, we renew our intentions from the new year in January, and then it all kind of like, we forget about it, we get a bit flimsy. And that's happened to me too in a few different ways, and there's some things that I've been really on track about. So it's always this like mishmash, right? Like life is not so overly simplified as just, you know, black and white, that most of it just happens in that gray space, that liminal space, that fluctuation between tenacity and laziness, the fluctuation between discipline and giving into the uncomfortable feeling and not wanting to be disciplined, and scatteredness and focus, and just this movement between these different states of being. And that's completely normal. And what I love about this eclipse, this new moon, this approaching Taurus season, this approaching Mercury retrograde, a lot happening. It's such a time of reflection and of recommitment to the self. Recommitment to aligning with our own energy. Recommitment to listening to our spirit team. Recommitting to taking the time for ritual, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's sitting in front of your altar, whether that's taking a bath with a bunch of candles and some cards, whether that is going on a long walk in the forest. It doesn't have to be crazy. And, I'm not going to talk about what my ritual was for the eclipse, but what I will say is it doesn't have to be complicated. You can do really powerful magic with just a few hours, a few words of set intention, a few prayers, a few candles, and some other things that I won't mention. So I think it can differ based on the person, and this is not a 101 spellcraft episode. But all that to say, it doesn't have to be this big pomp and circumstance, like high ritual, high magic, like we see with the ceremonial magicians, like we see in something like Thelema or the Golden Dawn or whatever. It doesn't have to look like that. It can be powerful and it can be quick. It can be powerful and it can be simple. It can be powerful and it can happen in our mind. It can just be about visualization, right? It's a possibility. Witches all work differently. Magic is so different based on who's doing it. And I think a lot of people avoid magic because they think it has to be this massive, 5-hour long experience, and it really doesn't have to be. It can be simple. It can be quick. It can be done with things you just have lying around your apartment. It can be incorporated into different daily rituals and routines, like taking a shower, cooking food, just lighting a candle as you're going about your day, lighting some incense as you're cleaning the house. It can be as simple as just taking some deep breaths, turning off your phone, putting on some chill music, and asking your guides for guidance. That's what they're there for, to help support you and direct you when you feel lost. And I know that it can be easy to forget that. Sometimes I've forgotten that too. But do take the time over the next few days to just devote some quiet time to yourself and spend some of that time breathing, meditating, connecting with your spirits, connecting with your ancestors, reorganizing your altar, putting some nice offerings on there, writing out a list of gratitude, writing out a list of prayers, writing out a list of intentions. These small little things add up, and it can feel like it's pointless if it's not a big wham-pow ritual, but it isn't. It's these little things that create our daily life, these little things, these little moments that add up to the full breadth of who we are. So whatever it is your spirit needs right now, whatever it is your soul needs right now, make time for it. This time is really potent astrologically. Again, I'm not an astrologer, but if you listen to the folks and you look at the sky and you just touch in with your intuition, you'll see that there is so much happening right now in the stars. The energy is really shifting. It's a time of change. It's a time to recommit to you, a time to recommit to who you want to be. It's a time to mourn whatever it is that you need to. It's a time to pat yourself on the back for everything you are, everything you have been. It's a time to remember who it is that you want to be in the future and remind yourself that your dreams are possible. You don't have to forget about them, even if they seem too big right now, even if they don't seem like they quite fit. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like we can't get there, that we'll never get there. But part of the challenge of life and part of the magic of life and part of why witchcraft is beautiful and spirituality is a worthwhile endeavor is all of that keeps us connected to that vital life force, that inner fire, that spark. It can remind us that life is there to be seized, as cheesy as that is, right? I'm sure you guys have all heard the phrase, carpe diem, seize the day. And it's cheesy, but I think a lot of people forget that, especially as we age, and I'm in my mid-30s now. And, it is definitely way more of an intentional effort to carpe diem, seize the day, and be one with my fire than it was when I was younger, when I was in my teens and early 20s. It was just natural. It was just easy. I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to really think about it. But now I definitely do. And I think it's easy to lose connection to that spark as we age. We become practical. We become afraid. We begin to have something to lose. You know, we think more. We're less impulsive. And sometimes that all can be a great thing. And the flip side of it is that life can be less sparkly. It can feel less free. It can feel less fun. It can feel less exciting. It can just feel like drudgery. And I've heard that from so many people. And you know what? Now that I'm older, I get it. But I do think it is worthwhile to stay connected to the spark of life. And I do believe that magic helps us do that. I believe that being in touch with this beautiful series of astrological moments can help us do that. So whatever it is that you need to do right now, whether that is light a candle, buy a candle, put on some incense, pray to the statues on your altar, wear your rosary more often, put a new bracelet on or an old bracelet on or an old ring. Whether it's sprinkling salt around your apartment, sprinkling salt around the perimeter of your neighborhood to protect yourself. Whether it's visualizing, whether it's praying, whether it's going to church. Whatever it is that you need to do to remind yourself that life is beautiful and that spark of vitality lives within you still. Whatever it is you need to do to remind yourself of that and to connect with that. Take the time to do it this week over the next few days. Renew yourself. Release what is heavy that doesn't belong to you. You can do it. I believe in you. And if you struggle with connecting to your magic on the daily, if you feel too broke to do magic, if you feel either of these things, and if you want to reconnect to the vitality, the spark of this fun thing called magic and spirituality and life as magic, I would encourage you to just check out my 2 offerings that are coming up shortly. They're both super affordable. Magic May is a daily group experience over a texting app called Telegram, where I will be giving you little tidbits, little inspirations, little magical challenges every day for the entire month. There is, I think, 25 people signed up for it so far. It's going to be so much fun. We're all going to be BFFs by the end of it. It's going to be like the best group chat ever. If you're curious about that, it is sabrinamscott.com/magicmay. It is $45. That's all for the whole fucking month. And the other thing is my Recession Era Witchcraft Masterclass, which is going to be $97, which is the cheapest masterclass I've honestly ever taught. But I know we are in times right now when we can feel so disconnected from our magic, right? There's inflation, there's rising prices of everything. There's a housing crisis. If you live in Toronto like I do, there's a violence crisis where it seems like everyone is super unsafe and everything is kind of crazy. Times are topsy-turvy. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And I believe also a reconnection to our witchcraft, our magic, and a reconnection to our fucking personal power, right? We're witches. We are magical people. We have so much magic and ability within us to affect and impact our lives and our environment, and we forget that in these times of crisis. And so that's why I'm teaching that masterclass. I want to remind everyone and teach everyone how to reignite that vitality in times of crisis. Because magic can be that thing that pulls us out of the downward spiral. I know it's done that for me. Okay, friends. And the one last fucking thing is I am pre-launching my Feminine Energy Without Bullshit big ass course situation tomorrow on Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So this is a pre-launch, which means it is going to be the cheapest this course will ever be. This is my first big-ass course since 2020. So it's been like 3 years since I've launched something this big. Obviously, it's in my Without Bullshit series. So Magic Without Bullshit and Tarot Without Bullshit are my two big like master courses. This one is going to be the craziest, most vulnerable one I've ever done. It's going to be very advanced in terms of energy work stuff. It is going to be my only course so far that I've talked about the energetics of masculine and feminine polarity in that specifically gendered way. And it is really a blending of magic and real life, and life as art and magic as the alchemy of the self, which is, I would say, a deeper, very different level. It's just different content than my other courses, but to me, this is the evolution of everything that I've been doing. Obviously, I'll always teach about tarot, I'll always teach about the nuts and bolts of witchcraft, but this is the next thing that I am so excited to teach and share and just launch into the world. And I'm just fucking excited. And that is happening, Friday, the 21st, 5 p.m. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it on Zoom. So if you're not subscribed to my newsletter yet, please do that. You will get all the info. You can do so at sabrinamscott.com. It should pop up. If it doesn't, just pop me an email, ceo@sabrinamscott.com, or say hi on the Instagrams at sabrinamscott. Say hello. I'm just excited. I'm not spending too much time on this launch. This is just like a little pre-launch. But as I launch it properly next month, most likely the price is going to go up. And so if you are feeling inspired and rejuvenated and curious about everything I've been saying about feminine energy, you're definitely not going to want to miss this pre-launch conversation. Like, I think it's going to be really magical and really beautiful. And it's going to still be in this beautiful, like, new moon, Taurus, fucking retrograde, eclipse swirl of energy. So I honestly can't even imagine a better time to dive into something completely revolutionary, brand new, life-changing, and just rejuvenating. Like, if you're interested in reconnecting with the feminine in your spirituality and in your life, either or both, this course is going to be all the fuck about all of that. And I'm just like, yay, excited. Okay, friends, I'm going to leave you with that shorter episode today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I love each and every one of you for giving me some of your time and attention, as I know that is so precious. Our eyeballs and ears are pulled in so many different directions these days, and that you've chosen to spend some of your time with me is something that I really honestly could not appreciate more. So if you love this podcast, please do share with a friend or 2 or 3. If you also love it super a lot, do give me a 5-star rating. If you don't like it, don't tell anyone. And go do something else, honestly. Anyway, happy new moon. Happy eclipse. Happy new moon. Happy Taurus season. Happy retrograde. Happy fucking changing of the guard energetically. This moment is so potent. You just have to dip your toes in, and I know you'll feel it. Okay, friends, go meditate, go pull a card, go for a nice long walk, take a bath, journal, set some intentions, and really take advantage of the beautiful energy that we have in this moment. All right, lovelies, talk to you soon. Mwah! Bye.